Some say it was only for 8 seconds, but I know it was more than that.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. This week, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was Whedon Classic. It was all about character development and relationships, while at the same time crossing paths with the Avengers. That's right, just because you cross paths with a $200 million movie doesn't mean you can't care about your characters. So let's talk about our favorite moments, and then I'll do my review. So the monster of the week was actually a Chitauri virus left over from the Avengers invasion. While that in and of itself was not super interesting, the side effects or the symptoms were really interesting. Instead of bleeding out of your skull, you give off this electric pulse that makes your brain look like a burnt potato. My number one favorite part of the episode, though, was getting this really intimate look at Fitz and Simmons' characters. Typically, they've kind of been sidelined in a lot of the previous episodes, but this was their episode. It was also a big episode for Agent Coulson and May. So if you were a shipper, this is the episode for you. The episode and the soundtrack, consequently, did this amazing job of building tension all the way up until the moment where Elizabeth Henstridge jumped off the back of the plane. She basically had to carry the last half of this episode, and I thought she did a great job. To be fair, I actually kind of thought that she was going to be saved by some sort of pulse or a smaller version of the pulse that was killing everyone, but it ended up being Ward jumping out of the back of the plane to save her. There were actually a lot of awesome buried Thor references in Ward's character in this episode. He's basically like the Thor character, trying to punch all of his problems away. But if you remember in one of the Thor trailers, Loki actually says to Thor, "You can't solve all your problems by hitting." That's basically where Ward was in this episode, and he was able to save Simmons by jumping out of the back of a plane in the end. But really, it was on Fitz and Simmons' character to find the solution to this problem. My number two favorite thing in the episode was Coulson and May. Not only are they totally an implied couple, we also got some more answers about Coulson's death. So based on the fact that he has that scar, I'm guessing that whatever was done to his body to bring him back, he's still in that body. It's still his original body. So that kind of negates life model decoy theory, but it still kind of supports the idea of using magic or some sort of Asgardian medical technology to save him. But what did I think of the episode? Overall, this is actually my favorite episode so far. It was so classic Whedon. It's all about building relationships between the characters that you can really believe, and building a relationship between me and the characters that I really believe in. Personally, I didn't really care about the Avengers references. I mean, they were cool, it's fun to see that stuff, but I didn't care about any of the tech or the solutions to the problem. It was really about the emotional journey these characters were on, and that is why Joss Whedon gets to direct things like the Avengers, because he can make you care about the characters and just forget about all the tech, even though that's a lot of fun to watch. But let me know what your favorite moments were, and did this episode change the way you think about any of the characters on the show, particularly Elizabeth Henstridge? There's actually some really cool stuff coming from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the next couple of weeks. Be sure to subscribe to get all my videos. Next week, we actually get to find out what comes after Level 7. And then 2 weeks after that, we actually get an episode that's directed by Commander Riker from Star Trek The Next Generation. That's an episode that's going to cross paths with Thor the Dark World. The stories are going to work together, so it's actually going to be really, really cool. In other news, I'm posting my new Supernatural video tomorrow morning. Be sure to check back for that. I also have a Star Wars Episode 7 video that I might post tomorrow too. We just found out some information on the casting of the main characters. Right now, learn more about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. this season by clicking here, and click here to learn more about Star Wars Episode 7. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys tomorrow. High fives.